From the news desk of Diamond 88.7 FM Ilorin, this is News on the Hour.
In the headlines, PDP chieftain Gbenga Ashim resigns amid party crisis. APC chieftain Al Hassan declares 2027 Kwara governorship bid. Group condemns pressure on monarchs to back Kwara governorship aspirant. Yusuf Buhari declares interest in House of Representatives seat in 2027. On the foreign scene, Iran defies U.S. deadline to reopen Strait of Hormuz as Trump threatens infrastructure strikes. And in sports news, Osimhen to resume training with Galatasaray April 20 after surgery. Good afternoon and thank you for staying with us on Diamond 88.7 FM Ilorin. This is the news on the hour. I am Bisola. Oduwole Suleiman. We'll bring you details of the news after this break. Please stay with us.
You ugly o. Everybody dey post picture for social media. You too dey put picture.
Hey, wait, this pikin no even fine. Yeah.
See this bro guy, now your generation dey here.
You probably don't know how much your words hurt, but cyberbullying is real. Words hurt, whether it's in person from typing or behind a screen. Just a comment or unnecessary share from someone you know or from a complete stranger can hurt. Words can even end lives. Think before you type. Stop cyberbullying today.
This message is reaching you from Diamond 88.7 FM Ilorin.
Welcome back from that break. Please note that you can listen to us via our website www.diamondfm.net or watch us live on Facebook at Diamond 87 FM and YouTube Diamond FM Ilorin. Now the news in detail. A chieftain of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, Dr. Gbenga Ashim, has written to formally convey his resignation from the party with immediate effect. In a letter dated 4th April 2026 addressed to the chairman, People's Democratic Party PDP, Usuma Ward, Buhari Area Council, Abuja FCT, Dr. Ashim said he is left with no other choice following the persistent and unending crisis that had engulfed the party, leading to its complete factionalization into two dominant groups. Gbenga Ashim recalled that the numerous reconciliation efforts championed by him alongside other well-meaning leaders to bridge the divisions and restore unity within the party. He, however, expressed regret that the efforts did not yield the desired results, while maintaining that he cannot, in good conscience, be complicit in actions that undermine democratic values. Gbenga Ashim said he is compelled to step aside and collaborate with other patriotic leaders and citizens to prevent the emergence of a one-party state and address the several challenges bedeviling the nation. A chieftain of the All Progressives Congress APC, Alhaji Prince Mohammed Mariam Al Hassan, has formally declared his intention to contest the office of Governor of Kwara State in the 2027 general elections. In a statement issued on Monday, the aspirant described his decision as a sacred responsibility inspired by divine guidance and a response to growing calls from stakeholders across the state, including traditional rulers, youth groups, market associations, and religious leaders. Al-Hassan also emphasized that his ambition is not driven by personal gain or political influence, but by a commitment to build on the achievements of the current administration and to serve the people with integrity, fairness, and accountability. The governorship hopeful also highlighted the need for equity in the rotation of power among the state senatorial district, noting that since 1999, Kwara Central and Kwara South have dominated the governorship, while Kwara North has had limited opportunities. He called on political leaders and stakeholders to support the emergence of a candidate from Kwara North in the interest of justice, unity, and fairness. Still in political news, residents of Kwara South Senatorial District have raised concerns over alleged attempts by political actors to pressure traditional rulers in the area to endorse a governorship aspirant ahead of the 2027 general election. The concern was expressed by members of the Kwara South Mandate Group, KSMG, who described the development as a threat to the neutrality and integrity of the traditional institution. In a statement by the group's leader, Chief Olayemi Afolayan, the people warned against dragging traditional rulers into partisan politics, insisting that the traditional stools must remain symbols of unity and cultural heritage. He stressed that monarchs are regarded as fathers to all, irrespective of political affiliations, and should not be subjected to any form of coercion or undue influence to support political candidates. Yusuf Buhari, the only son of late former President Muhammadu Buhari, has declared his intention to contest for a seat in the House of Representatives in the 2027 general elections. His intention was contained in a letter he personally signed dated April 3, 2026, titled Expression of Interest to Contest for the Seat of House of Representatives Sandamu Daura Mai Adua Federal Constituency. The declaration comes days after stakeholders of the APC in Sandamu local government area of Katsina State endorsed him as their preferred candidate for the Daura Sandamu Mai Adua Federal Constituency after a high-level meeting attended by elected officials and political appointees from across the constituency. Still in the news, the Abia State Governor, Alex Oti, has expressed readiness to collaborate with other Southeast governors to upgrade the Nigerian Law School Enugu campus. This was disclosed in a statement by the governor's chief press secretary, Ukoha Unjoku, on Tuesday. According to the statement, Oti made the pledge during the meeting of the Southeast Law Department Initiative held at the Government House in Umuahia, where concerns were raised over the state of facilities at the Enugu campus. The coordinator of the group and chairman of the Council of Legal Education, Emeka Ngige, SAN, had appealed for intervention, noting that some of the institution's facilities were in poor condition. Responding, OT called for a coordinated regional effort, asking that a formal request be sent to the chairman of the Southeast Governors Forum to enable broader engagement. And lastly, on the local scene, the Speaker of the Kebbi State House of Assembly, Mohammed Usman Zuru, has reportedly died in Egypt, where he had been receiving treatment for an undisclosed illness. Confirming the incident to newsmen, and aide to the Kebbi Governor on Communication and Strategy, Idris Zuru, disclosed that Zuru passed away on Monday night after a period of ill health, describing the development as shocking. The late lawmaker, who represented Zuru constituency, was regarded as an experienced legislator and a central figure in the state's legislative arm. And that's it on the local scene. The news on the hours reaching you from Diamond 88.7 FM in Loring. We take a short break. When we return, we'll bring you foreign and sport news. On the foreign scene, Iran defies U.S. deadline to reopen Strait of Hormuz as Trump threatens infrastructure strikes. We'll bring you that story after this short break. Please stay with us.
Follow us on social media, Facebook, Twitter and Instagram at Diamond887FM. Diamond FM, shining supreme.
Welcome back from that short break. If you're just tuned in and joining us, you're listening to the news on the hour reaching you from Diamond 88.7 FM in Loring. Before that break, we brought you local stories. Now we move on to the foreign scene. In foreign news, Iran has refused to back down amid mounting pressure from the United States as a deadline approaches for it to reopen the Strait of Hormuz. The development follows a warning by Donald Trump, who said a major attack on Iran's critical infrastructure could be launched if ships are not allowed to pass through the strategic oil route. Meanwhile, Iran's President Masoud Pezeshkian has taken a defiant stance, saying he is prepared to die for his country and claiming that about 14 million Iranians have registered their willingness to defend the nation. Still in foreign news, U.S. Vice President J.D. Vance is in Budapest to support the veteran Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orban, a key European ally of the Trump administration, ahead of a tough parliamentary election on Sunday. Vance is expected to take part in a joint press conference before addressing an election rally in Orban today. Meanwhile, the April 12 election is billed as Orban's toughest challenge in a political career that spans almost 40 years, winning 4 elections in a row since 2010. And that's it on the foreign scene. Moving into the world of sport, Super Eagles captain Wilfred Ndidi has been handed a 1-match suspension in Turkey. Ndidi will miss Besiktas's home clash with Alanyaspor this weekend. The 29-year-old received his 4th booking of the season in Black Eagles' 1-0 defeat to Fenerbahce last weekend. While Ndidi has registered 2 goals and 1 assist in 25 league appearances for Besiktas this season, Besiktas sit in 4th position on the Turkish Super League table. Still on the sporting scene, Super Eagles striker Victor Osimhen is expected to resume full training with Galatasaray on April 20. The 27-year-old is currently recuperating from a forearm injury surgery incurred during Galatasaray's UEFA Champions League clash with Liverpool last month. The Yellow and Reds are banking on the Nigerian international to win a domestic double for the 2nd consecutive season as they face title rivals Fenerbahce in the Continental Derby on Sunday, 26 April. Meanwhile, Osimhen has scored 19 goals and registered 7 assists in 29 league appearances for the Yellow and Reds this season. And that's it in the world of sport. With that, we've come to the end of the news on the hour for today. But before we go, here's a recap of the major highlights. PDP chieftain Gbenga Hashim resigns amid party crisis. APC chieftain Al Hassan declares 2027 Kwara governorship bid. Group condemns pressure on monarchs to back Kwara governorship aspirant. Yusuf Buhari declares interest in House of Representatives seat in 2027. On the foreign scene, Iran defies U.S. deadline to reopen Strait of Hormuz as Trump threatens infrastructure strikes. And in sports, Osimhen to resume training with Galatasaray April 20 after surgery. And those are the major headlines as brought to you this afternoon. Before we wrap up the news, we take a look at our Today in History segment. Did you know that on this day in the year 2024, President Bola Tinubu officially announced the declaration of April 7 as the National Police Day in Nigeria to honor the dedication, sacrifices, and professional growth of the Nigeria Police Force? Now you know. For news coverage or information about happenings around you, kindly contact the Diamond FM newsroom number on 091 606 27526, 091 606 27526. Join us at 3 p.m. for the news flash and at 5 p.m. for the news across the world for a comprehensive bulletin. Don't forget to log on to our website, www.diamondfm.net, to keep up to date with us from any part of the world. Download our app on Google Play Store and iOS App Store, Diamond FM. The news on the hour was put together by Nidu Okorie. I am Bisola Oduwole Suleiman. Thank you for listening to your shiny Supreme station. Please stay tuned for the news in Yoruba coming up shortly. Good afternoon and have a wonderful rest of the day.
What did I say, huh? What did I say? I told you no touchy. Now you suffer the bite of the lion and the clenching jaws of an alligator.
No touchy.